What's up guys, how you doing? If you haven't been to my channel before, my name's Flipscriber. The subscribe button is right down there. Today we're talking about the Accsoon CineEye 2 Pro. No BS, straight into this review. This is a fantastic piece of kit, spoiler alert. Listen to this, the CineEye 2 Pro is equipped with Accsoon's dual band transmission technology, meaning that the transmitter and the receiver are basically sending out 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz signals, not like your normal Wi-Fi transmitter sending out at 5 GHz, but it's doing 2.4 and 5. So it's keeping that signal super steady, but who cares about the jib jab, the what-madoos. I'm going to show you what that looks like in a minute. Ensuring robust and high quality video transmission, basically what I said. CineEye 2 Pro supports input and transmission of up to 1080p 60 frames per second, that's full HD for y'all, with ultra low latency and 350 meters line of sight transmission range. Low latency is 0.06 seconds, which is 60 milliseconds on this guy right here. Comes in a really nice box. It's their first transmitter receiver, because they do have the CineEye, what was that, Light, the small little blue one. They've just brought out this one, which looks stunning. This is the receiver. You pop in a Sony MPF battery in the back. I use the 970, so it lasts forever, and you can hot swap it because it does have a DC 7.4 to 16.8 volt input right here. They are built like tanks. This thing is basically just a whole heatsink. So it's got no fan, it's got no noise, it is silent. It's got an OLED screen, it's got 3 buttons, it has a little wheel here. So the wheel is great because you can basically turn it on to 1 or 7 or what do we have, 16 here. Do the same thing on the transmitter, and that's it, they're paired. I mean, it's really that easy. On the other side, it's got an on button and the HDMI out. Remember, like in the old cooking shows, they'd be like, here's one I made earlier. Well, here's one I made earlier. Right here, the transmitter has a HDMI out, HDMI in, so this is the one that you stick on the camera. It also has a camera USB-C port here, which means you can control your camera, so you can do record and stop from the application, which is totally awesome. So you're like 300 meters away, you just like record. I mean, that's fantastic. The app, by the way, is incredible. It has had an update, so it looks a ton better than it did before. The HDMI out and in is great because you can loop it, so you can give it to a recorder, you can have it to another screen. That is fantastic. All apart from that is an on button here and an on button there, and they basically pair each other if you have the right channel set. On the bottom you have a quarter 20, and that is basically it. I mean, that's what they look like. You do get 9 of these antenna inside. You get a fantastic instruction booklet. You do get 2 cold shoe mounts for these guys, and I gotta tell you, I'm blown away by these. They're really fantastic. They come in at $599, so that does sound like a bargain. I've been using them for about a month now, maybe a little bit over, and I haven't had any problems, and I've done quite a lot of distance tests. And I'm going to tell you straight away, I saw one in the desert, and I think he got it to about 500 meters. I went out into a Polish forest, and I got it to 650 meters, not using the receiver and the transmitter, but using an iPad. And it was clear as day. It was beautiful. But I guess you guys wanted to see what it looks like in kind of everyday settings. So I did do a couple of tests with an iPhone and with the actual transmitter and receiver in a complete Wi-Fi crazy like zone, and that is a distance test that I think you're going to be interested in. I'm going to show you that in a minute. Oh yeah, you can pair this guy up to 4 devices, which is really cool. So you can have like an iPad, an iPhone, an Android, and you know, you've got that signal coming from this guy onto all of those. Plus you can loop it out and have a monitor above your camera. These new guys, they have audio out.
Hello, iPad.
That's really cool because you can hear it on the iPad. So I'm going to be standing like 20 meters away, 100 meters away, 500 meters away, and I have audio out on the iPad, which is letting me know what's going on. Via the app, you also have firmware update, and that is a big plus because these guys work really hard. I do reviews for quite a lot of companies. I tell a lot of companies no but Accsoon is a company that I really believe in. I do love their stuff, and I think they're great people. So I'm more than happy to review their products. And as you can see, it's a beautifully manufactured piece of kit that you're just very proud to have on your camera. Now, enough of the BS. Let me actually show you what this looks like, because they say up to 350 meters. So let's just jump in the PC. It's a MacBook Pro. And sorry, you PC users. And let's check it out.
Oh, hi Phil, I didn't realize you were there. Yeah, we're actually out here in the rain next to a big dam, which you can see right there. And we are doing the distance test for the Accsoon CineEye 2 Pro, which is an incredible transmitter receiver unit. We are just using the transmitter at the moment and the iPad, and we're going to see how far we can push this. Apparently it's 300 meters. We're going to try and make it go a little bit further. So without any more BS, we're going to turn on the GoPro and we're going to take a little walk and see how far we can get away. Obviously, I'm just going to, you know, cut in and out because I'm not going to make you watch me walking, you know, almost half a kilometer. But yeah, let's try this. One more thing. Let's zoom in a little, huh? Right, guys. So we've just got to the 350 meter mark. We are somewhere over there, so really far away. Hopefully my iPad will not fall into the water. But we are... Where are we? We are right there, so let's have a look. Yep, there's my umbrella. Can you see it moving? That's pretty insane. That is insane. Okay, let's push this guy a little more. Right guys, this is insane. We are 650 meters away. The Accsoon CineEye 2 Pro on my iPad 2 Air is still working. Look at that. That is crazy. I mean, the car is like all the way over there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask Sylvia to stand in front of the car just to make sure this is still working. Coś? Stań tak 3 metry przed autem, żebym sprawdził, czy to działa. No, no i pomachaj. Do kamery. Okay, that's it. No, dzięki. Wow. I am amazed, I really am. Accsoon, you guys are insane. You're like some kind of super alien scientists. This is 650 meters away in the rain, in a forest in Poland somewhere, and it's working perfectly. Right guys, so I've got to 500 meters, and as you can see, it's not really usable anymore, but we are completely surrounded by Wi-Fi signals. I'm in the middle of the city. If I turn my back to it, it will disconnect most of the time. There you go, disconnected. But if I turn back, get my body out of the way, it will work fine. You can see the postman has just driven up. Gosha's just moving the camera for me. It's, yeah, this is like this. It's a little bit too far with all the Wi-Fi interference. So 500 meters, you can still more or less see what's going on, but the image does break up. So right here I am at 300 meters in the middle of the city. So like I said, surrounded by a serious amount of Wi-Fi. But the signal is really clear. There's no distortion, there's no funny stuff going on. I can see basically everything in... There's no frames dropped at all. So right here, 300 meters in the middle of the city is fine. So this is 100 meters. It's already a bit stuttery. I wouldn't say it's too usable at this distance. It's, yeah, if I turn my back, it completely almost goes. So 100 meters is about the max distance in between all this crazy Wi-Fi. Up until then it works fine. I'm coming into about 90 meters. Just crossing the road here. And yeah, everything is, it's almost clear here. It's still a little bit stuttery. You got to remember there is a lot of Wi-Fi around me. Now it's pretty clear. This is about 80 meters, so the camera is just about over there somewhere. Yeah, now it's nice and smooth. So 80 meters is kind of crystal clear. Any further than that in this Wi-Fi crazy dense populated area, it goes it won't be usable.
Well, thanks for that, Phil. That looked really cool. So now you guys can understand what this thing can do. Out there in the forest, it was getting 650 meters to an iPad. I actually tried it with this guy, and I didn't actually have much chance to go anywhere further, but it got to about 800 meters. And in the city, as you can see, it falls apart quite quickly because there are so many signals, especially on Piotrkowska Street, that it just falls apart. It's not able to deal with that many signals, and it's quite a closed space, even though it is meant to be the longest commercial straight street in Europe. But still, 300 meters, I mean, you don't really need much more. That is incredible. I've also tried it in here in my studio. I've been behind all the walls and it worked absolutely perfectly, no problems at all. So if you're using it in a studio space where you're behind the wall, it is going to keep the signal nice and crisp. Don't worry about that. Yeah, that is basically about it. I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover. Once again, the app, if you look at the app, it is really clean. It's got a lot of professional options that you can use that will really enhance your workflow as a cinematographer, as a director. These are all things that Accsoon has really thought out. They've worked very hard on creating. So I very honestly, like I said, these are no BS reviews, these are honest reviews. I honestly do recommend this Accsoon CineEye 2 Pro. I don't get any money from it. All I did get was the actual Accsoon, and I will be using it because, like I said, it works perfectly. If you have any questions at all, drop them in the comments below. If you did like my film and it helped you purchase one of these awesome little monsters, give me a like. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do, because I have got a ton more coming. And I'll also be doing CineEye 2 review soon. I'll put it up against the original CineEye so you can see what the difference between those two is. Catch you on the next one.